Hello and welcome back to the Necromancer's Tale. We've got demons. We have bound 2 demons to our will from the 7th and 8th circles of hell. We have an army of zombies at our disposal, and we are going off to fight the Baron's men. Ooh, we still haven't figured out what's down here. But I also don't know if it's even possible to go down here. I get the kind of vibe that it probably isn't, and what's down here is just spectral shenanigans. When we last left off, we had done quite a lot of things. Mostly we had spread the plague. We learned how to become a plague bearer, and we spread a plague. You there, follow me. You there, follow me. We spread a plague into town amongst the barracks and infected everyone. And now, we are getting ready for the war. Today's big objective: I've heard gossip about a company of soldiers heading out towards Rosario's hut, led by Willard himself. We have completely cleared out the dungeon, and we are ready to do some damage right now. Skelly butts! We have a huge army. More than we kind of know what to do with. But it's good. Can I talk to Annie? Talk. We recently learned that we could try again talking to Annie and maybe like regain some of her intellect. Though it is going to be a process. What are we missing here? We're missing a gun. Just in case we need it. I also have this enchanted hazel wand. You know what? Honestly, at this point, we're going to go fight humans. So the mana is probably more valuable. My God, what a posse. This is straight up an army right now. As long as we don't get caught by the town guard. We're going to march these guys out there. Now, I keep going out here and saving the witches, but I'm also like, I don't know that they have much more to teach me. They've been my mentors and helped me thus far, so I feel sort of obliged to help them. But I really don't need to be. Mostly I'm going out here because it's like, oh, there's an army of soldiers. That sounds like more zombies to me. I'm also like not seeing a combat up ahead. Isn't there more mana from the witch dagger than the wand? Oh yeah, the witch dagger. Yeah, you're right. Actually, there is. Wow, so I don't really need the enchanted hazel wand unless it's for very specifically spells. Yeah, and we have this ornate rigging knife from Flip, and we have this fine dagger as well. Recently we got the Lich's crown, but I'm going to keep my steel helmet on. I don't think anything else we have really gives us mana. Or at least not any more mana than what we're getting from other things. We have the strange trinket, but like that gives us mana, that gives us 4 mana, that gives us 2 mana. Unless I was to get like a robe, I don't think there's any other way to boost our mana. My fears had been well-founded. The rumors I had heard of a regiment of soldiers leaving the forest had been true, and Rosario had fallen. Oh my God, her hut is burned down. My earlier efforts to defend her scant hours ago had been in vain. The hut lay in ruins, a smoldering heap of ash and broken stone. Can we bring her back to life? A figurine. A small figurine lay discarded here, the 3-bodied goddess Hecate. It felt right to leave it where it lay. Huh. I find it hard to believe that she's dead. Honestly. Until I see the corpse, I'm not sure I believe it. Some skeletons, a lot of zombies, and 2 demons. And ghosts. We also have 2 ghosts. Well, we have a ghost and a wraith. The undead revolution has certainly started. I guess I'm gonna say, like, everybody stay here. I do need to talk to these chicken creatures. It's strange that I didn't have the opportunity to actually save Rosario there. You know what? I'm not going to talk to the chicken creatures yet. Because I know I'm going to need them soon. It's just that I want that necklace. All right. I want to test this because I believe that these chicken creatures could steal the necklace or possibly a baby. The chicken thief bush. So I'm just kind of curious. I want a quick save here. I want to see what happens when I give them the mistletoe. Like what options I have. Local knowledge or acquisition of items. Leave them a sign. A rustling sound from inside the bush and the strange creatures peeked out from beneath the leaves. The leader snatched up the mistletoe and spoke. Chicken giver, friend, we keep promise. We help one time. I'll return when I need some item or information. Oh, okay. So there's literally nothing yet. Not yet. I am kind of curious if I put this on. I am certainly looking like a necromancer now. If I walk around with the death shroud on. I'm realizing like I don't even wear armor. I gave away all my armor, my leather armor. Maybe if we bang the lady, we could take a necklace. That's quite possible. I heard some enemies of Marns are to be hung tomorrow. Uh-oh. What's this guy doing? A witch has been captured. She's going to be hung tomorrow. Will you be at tomorrow's hanging? Hanging, you say? Hanging, you say? Am I gonna mummify the witch? I bet that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't think we can be, I don't think we can bang Barbara, the pig lady. We helped her with her husband, but, that's been kind of it. Aha, the children are back out.
Hello again.
All right. Nothing to be done here. Let's head home. Good old reliable home. My lord, there's going to be a public execution tomorrow at the gallows. Enemies of the barons have been caught. A witch is one of them. Yeah, okay. There's still nothing I really have to do here with you. Am I just waiting then? I wonder where they're kept. The game is certainly starting to give me the feel of like just past time to get to what you're looking for. Garnet, when am I in charge here?
There you are.
No, we have a shift? I guess we might as well do our job while we're here. Can I save the witch? I mean, it's quite possible. I might have to save her during the hanging. I don't know where the jail is. Like, we only know where the barracks is. This chapter is called Regeneration, so my belief is that she's going to die. We're going to collect those parts and we're going to bring her back to life. Use some magic to get her out. I'll check into with the barracks.
Ah, there you are.
Hameen, Margin, Diedrich, Halen.
Yes, what?
Yeah. Eric and Ralph.
Good day.
Well, nothing's gonna happen there. Yeah, I'm thinking this is probably, we just gotta wait. In this moment where I was like, do I have something to do with the Northgate Tavern, or like maybe the Resistance would talk to me? They often meet in the evening. There's also the slums. Why don't we go try slumming it for a moment? Did you see the battle on the road outside? I stay out of trouble. We saw it out the window and barred the door. All right, well, that's not much help. What's her face with the baby isn't here. Or the pregnant. With the pregnant. Barbara.
Was there something you wanted, sir?
Yeah,
I am Barbara.
This is totally
with
the
my
Lich's
love.
pendant. Did you see the battle on the road? I took my pigs and hid in the shed. How's your baby doing? She's so hungry I can't get her to sleep. Right on cue, a whale erupted in the wicker basket beside the bed. My Turk, I haven't been looking at your face this whole time and didn't notice. Your nose is such a match for hers. How curious. I think you will find she takes after her mother in this regard. We've had this conversation. Tell me about yourselves. Is Gianna's your husband? I'm waiting for someone to take me away from this life. All right, well, it's not going to happen yet, but I will happily take away your life. Leather boots, torches, there's a stove in here. Yeah, we can't kill her yet. Yet. Did we try to cast that obsidian with cat skin in the cave? For the walk with shadows? I mean, we have it. There's not a cave we need to do it in, though. Oh, yeah, Svit. Svit's probably in town, if anything. He's normally at the Docks Tavern this time of day. Flip. Gustav. Yeah, nobody really of value here.
Goodbye.
All right. Let's just get to it. I'm going to go home. I'm going to sleep until the morning, and then we're going to go to that hanging. Maybe it needs really dark places to work. I think literally it's like that Walk Without Shadows was meant to be used to skip the stealth minigame in the Baron's Palace. Ooh, a dream. The boy waited on the dock, his hand clasped behind his back, staring out over the water like a king observing the countryside. As I neared, he turned towards me, and his image rippled and changed until he was no longer a boy, but a gaunt figure draped in a shroud. The fabric billowed around his feet as if the wind, the edges eddying off into the wisps of dark fog.
And here we are again. And again you've grown so much since we last spoke, child.
This is the blacksmith's brother, Aldous. He was the Lich? Or possibly the old Necromancer? Did I win the pub yesterday? I did. Yeah. We did win it. And we had an offer to sell it to Sophia for 3,000 gold. But I didn't really need the money, so. And I figure, you know, I could use a steady source of bodies, so.
I am Aldous Schmidt. I am Ralston's savior and its destroyer.
Interesting. I have you to thank for that, don't I? Without your help, my journey would have ended before it began. That's true. Man, my guy's eyes have gotten so red.
I'm pleased to see that my services are appreciated by some.
Grown, perhaps, though changed may be more apt. I am not who I once was, for better or worse.
Only fools and historians turn their eyes to the past. Keep your gaze to the present and the future. This new power suits you.
I would not typically cast fools and historians in with the same lot, but I knew you were no mere boy. Who are you?
I am Ralston's savior and its destroyer. I am both the betrayed and the betrayer, neither living nor dead, trapped by those I trusted.
I don't deal in riddles. Speak plainly.
Straight to the heart of things. Your father was the same.
What do you know of my father?
I knew him well. A shame his death cut his plans short. But he'd be proud of you now, following in his footsteps.
He is proud of me. I spoke to him. So my father was involved in necromancy somehow. I always knew. Yeah, what gave it away? Was it the Book of Necromancy?
He was involved in a great many things, as was your uncle.
Gervais despises and fears necromancy. Yeah, because he clearly used it.
So he does.
There's more at stake here than Gervais. Things are quickly turning against you, young man. You cannot afford to lose your nerve now. Mist surged and swirled about me, pulling my hair and obscuring my vision. When it cleared, we were no longer at the dock. I don't recognize this graveyard. No, sir. We stood in a forgotten forest graveyard under a midnight sky. The air was stale and silent, as though nothing in the world was living. Though there was no moon, I could clearly see the names of those I knew and once loved etched into the tombstones around us. Part of me viewed them with detached interest, while part of me, the human part of me, cried out at the back of my mind as despair threatened to overwhelm it. Interesting, interesting. Aldous. Elias. Conrad van Schäfelpfeffen. Juliana van Elstrick. She's not dead. Excuse me. Jacob Schmidt. He's not dead yet. Diedrich. Rebecca Wilson. Diedrich, 1733. Elias, 1733. Jacob, 1733. 1711 is Juliana, so Conrad, 1733. This doesn't make sense. Because Conrad is dead now. Not that I know what year it is, but Annie is also dead now. Cedric Carver, Svit, Rosario Hakate. That's not her last name. I turned my back on my humanity. No longer would I allow myself to be held back by such emotions. Attachments were weaknesses, and to survive, I needed nothing but strength. To weather this storm, part of me had to die so the rest of me could live. A wise choice. You cannot allow mortal ties to hold you back. I'm very curious to do this game to be like, how good can you be? I rose above the tide of sorrow, free now of the dragging depths. Darkness rolled across my vision once more, and when we parted, we stood on the deck of a ship in a storm, racked sea. Thunder crashed overhead and the surged waves tossed the ship beneath my feet like a child's toy. I could feel the swell of souls around me deep within the dark water. Well, I'm getting dizzy from this. Centuries of sailors had perished for the greed of their rulers. Their moans filled my ears, their skeletal hands clawing at the hull of my ship. 3 men stood at the bow, little more than silhouettes in a storm, my father and 2 others. When I blinked, they were gone, or perhaps they had never been there. Keep your eyes on the horizon lest you lose your way. I moved to the bow of the ship and squinted into the storm. Nah, let's climb into the crow's nest. Resist the swaying of the ship and reach the crow's nest. We're a sailor. I peered over the edge, attempting to locate the horizon through the storm, when a bolt of lightning hit the mast beside me in a blinding flash. When my vision cleared, we stood on the fog-shrouded hilltop beneath a skeletal tree. Below, a vast cavalry surged across an open field towards us, tearing through our defending forces and trampling the bodies of the fallen. I feel like I'm gonna need a lot of skill points in this section. I don't know that I want to use 2 of them to pass this. I knew not who the soldiers served, but I knew one thing: they would kill me and all of my people. So they've come for you, and what would you do to stop them? Oh, the dead at their feet would be their downfall. I would fashion them into an army of my own. I drew on the power I knew I held within me and sent it skirting across the awful soaked field. The shouts of the soldiers changed to cries of horror as the dead grabbed at their ankles and rose, clawing to tear and bite. The army was no longer concerned with me as I watched the soldiers fall to the undead and then in turn rose under my control. There is hope for you yet. The battle faded and we were back at the gentle dock again. The shrouded figure stood before me, my spellbook in his hands. He held a skeletal hand above a page depicting a dead man on the gallows. The illegible script glowed and reorganized itself into words. Another ritual was translated. Rejuvenate. This being the ritual to repair injuries, be they small or large, to the undead minions of the Necromancer if they still bear flesh. Okay, so it's a zombie heal. Whatever path you choose to take, you will need this for the approaching war. Some part of you may yet wish peace, young man, but your enemies will never be satisfied with such a resolution. War it will be, whether you wish it or not. You must use all weapons at your disposal, or you shall suffer. I accept the tome. I could feel its power beneath my fingers humming, ready to be used. I hope when I see you again, you will have come fully into your power. The dream faded bit by bit, unraveling at the edges until it was nothing but gossamer and hazy memories. I stood in my bedroom and it was morning. It was time to progress the Rejuvenate ritual to repair my battle-weary zombies. Yes, sir, it is. The potion for Rejuvenate should be distilled in a closed system from wood, alcohol, silver shavings, and the tooth, eye, or ear of a hanging victim. I could use a saw or scraper on a silver coin, or search the blacksmith's forge. This being the ritual to repair injuries, be they small or large, to the undead minions of the Necromancer if they bear flesh, you require a small piece of corpse of someone who has been hanged or suffered a shameful death, the teeth, eyes, or ear. Distill wood, alcohol with water in a closed system. I did this so early. Any fumes are deadly to breathe. Add silver shavings to the pieces of the corpse. You must wear a death shroud from the recently deceased and pour the infusion upon the injured undead while chanting blah, 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 blah. Oh my god, dude, the Lich transformation is next. I actually cannot wait. I am so excited to become a Lich. Let's start by just teleporting to the blacksmith. Because he might even be being hung right now. I'm not sure. Silver shavings. A hanging's about to happen in the gallows square. We probably have to get the witch hung. What am I worried about? She's not going to teach me how to become a lich. Honestly. If this necromancer is talking to me in my dreams, I can probably just get everything I need from him. Also, it's very confusing because the hangman is a member of the rebellion. As I approached the crowd gathered in the town square, I could not help but notice I was strangely hushed, as though infecting with a stifling agitation. All eyes were turned towards the gallows, where an execution was plottingly, and someone inexpertly being arranged. For among the murmurs of the crowd, a few otherworldly cackles erupted now and then, agitated spirits drawn by the scent of impending death. I could see them, vague, quivering wisps, just like in the cave. Darting and weaving among the living, they whispered to me. I can't recall the last time we had so many executions in such a short time. Indeed, the strange bard fellow was enough of a spectacle, but here we are again. At a mention of the bard Elias, a sing-song cackle erupted from among the writhing wisps and now licked at the foot of the gallows, hungry for company. Marns has entered a dark time. Let's hope it gets no darker this time. Heavy, solemn footsteps sounded from the royal platform as Willard made his way towards the front. His unusual, steely gaze was absent as he glanced across the crowd from one face to the next. Fellow citizens of Marns, today is a dark day for our city. The individuals arrayed before you may look like friends and neighbors, but they have engaged in a heinous plot against our leaders. They have risked not only the lives of their targets, but also they have risked the very security of our city. Willard faltered and looked towards Gervais, who was himself scanning the crowd. At the sudden halt in the speech, the Baron turned toward Willard and nodded for him to proceed. The very security of the city, your security, was put in danger by the men and women you see in guard in front of me. But thanks to the diligence of the city guard, justice has prevailed. It's so funny. If I had just like stopped the fight in the slums, this would only be the witch being hung. The gallows has black smoke pouring out of it. Oh, it does. You're right. At the utterance of this word, the spirits tittered with enthusiasm, and their tendril-like fingers brushed against the feet of the condemned. I don't know that I want to rag on the city guard. Seems the sword of justice is quite hungry today. There's been some unrest to be sure, but is all this really necessary? This is what I'm trying to do. Yeah. Trying to be like, oh, this seems like, oh, there's a lot of people you're killing here. Of course it is. Ain't you heard the men? They've been plotting against our city. Quite enough. This is an execution, not some festival diversion. The new executioner slipped while tightening his rope and stumbled forward, narrowly staying upright. Willard rolled his eyes in agitation while Gervais stared daggers at the hooded man. The individuals condemned for sedition are Janko Riki, Jacob Schmidt, Rebecca Wilson, and Cedric Carver. Given the nature of their crimes, they will not be permitted any final words. Who is Janko?
I am Yanko, a musketeer in the Ottoman-Persian War.
Literally never met this guy before. I never thought it'd come this far, I swear it. Please, I got caught up. Please. A swift jab from the guardsman knocked the wind of the words out of Janko's throat. What's interesting here also, they didn't capture the lady who was at the slums, who was like the resistance member out there. Also, Svit is fine. Look, fellow citizens, look at what your leader pretends is justice. He's a charlatan in fine clothes. Jacob's words lingered longer, if only because the guard stumbled over his spear before striking him. We have no need to hear the secrets of these felons. Silence them. I'm gonna say let them speak. Aye, they have a right to a dignified farewell. Custom demands it. I said silence. This is not a public forum. The crimes committed by these people are of the highest order, and they will be hanged without further comment. As the spirits undulated with increasing intensity, I looked at the faces of the accused. Rebecca was focused solely on Gervais, her face of steel, her lips tight shut. Cedric was similarly stoic and furious, though he offered an occasional roll of the eyes as his replacement executioner stumbled through the proceedings. Janko muttered to himself, squeezing his eyes shut. Only Jacob looked in my direction. His face was stern and accusing. They have been pretty careless. I don't need to wonder if I could have done more to help them. I very much opted not to help them and to save my own witch friend, who is also not here. I thought of how careless these fools have been. Their sloppy planning and sloppier action had landed them here. I had little sympathy now for such bumbling incompetence. These four treasonous insurrections are not the only people for the gallows today. Egger Borhaven stands condemned of unholy experiments in violation of the laws of Marns and for God's will, his crimes against nature and divinity, for his grave robbing, for his wanton experimentation in matters of death. He is sentenced to be hung. He may proffer some final words. Who?
I am Egger Borhaven, chemist and philosopher.
This is the guy who was robbing graves with the glove that we never found. And I have no idea who the hell he is or where in the city he existed. Though I'm really curious because I've for sure seen screenshots in like a laboratory and I bet it's his. I just don't know who this guy was or where he was. What do you call God's will is nothing but the law of man. I sought to delve into a deeper ocean of understanding. My death will slow such explorations, but it will not dry the ocean. These truths cannot be drained from the world. Other intrepid explorers will uncover them in time. The march of knowledge and discovery is inevitable. Though I die this day, I will take in solace. I hadn't met this man before, but he seemed interesting. It was too late now to speak with him. As the list of condemned grew, the spirit's hunger swelled, and I felt whispers around me urging the execution onwards. Oh, Alexander Pope is here. This kingdom shall be emptied of all its great minds at this rate. Not since the trial of great Socrates has such a war on the intellect occurred. This city is stifling progress. The city is maintaining order, and I will remind our citizens once more that this is not a forum. Our guards stand ready to stop further disruptions. The final condemned is the woman Rosario, last name unknown. She stands here condemned for witchcraft and dark magic. As he uttered my mentor's name, the spirit swirled around Willard, frenzied by the coming death. Although we could surely not see him, he faltered, stumbling over his words as Rosario was led to the platform. Have you any last words, witch? I like how the traders don't get words, but like the two people who are doing magic are allowed to speak. If instead of the Necromancer's Tale, you type the Necromancer's Pact, you get a furry game, one word difference name, and it's a major content shift? Oh no. Uh-oh, what's Rosario doing? She's sparking. Oh, also, I didn't notice all the nobles on a stand out there. My own child, so ready to condemn me. Come, my son Willard, spare your mother this fate. Have you no sympathy for your own blood, for the one who carried you into this world? I have no idea what you're talking about, woman. You stand here to be punished for your crimes. I will not indulge this babbling. I know you've always wondered where you came from, child, who your kin are. I stand before you. Willard grew crimson with embarrassment and looked to Gervais for guidance, but my uncle merely scowled in disgust. Enough of this. It's time we commenced with the matter at hand. The spirits tittered as though exchanging some private joke. From beneath the bound wrists of the witch, a more gnarled hand wriggled with constraints. It pushed against Rosario until she turned with her ropes and the form blended within itself. Fabric merged to flesh and flesh to fabric until she cast back her hair, revealing the gnarled, pustule-covered face of a hag. If my own blood will not spare me, then I call on you, Hecate, to undo what is about to be done. The crowd gasped at the transformation of the words, and several people staggered backwards. But she billowed and changed again to her youthful form, her voice quite sensual, beguiling, and yet hysterical. Or perhaps some gallant will save me and receive unearthly rewards and an eternal lover, the likes of which you mortals can only dream. And then the transformations came fast and frequent, as though she could not settle on one form. Has this city none who would value my alliance? None, all are villainous and craven. Free me, Hecate. Free me from these cowards, lest I destroy them all. These leeches, these simpletons, these sniveling fools. Free me, Hecate. In a panic, the hangman tightened the noose around Rosario's neck. She gurgled and ceased her rantings, but did not stop the transformations. Disorder swelled among the crowd. She's a witch, all right, and she'll curse us all. The city guard has doomed us. Stop this at once, hangman. Hecate, I beseech you, bring them ruin, bring them pain. The crowd began to panic in earnest now, and some fled the square, while others stood transfixed by the spectacle. The crow cawed from above and dove at the hangman, but he swatted it aside, splintering the bird into feather and bone. No! I love that little bird and his keys. The spirits whipped themselves into a frenzy, their screeching laughter blending with the witch's screams. Whoa. Impress level 10. That's the highest skill check we've seen by an incredibly large margin. She's liable to get free any second. Everyone run. Aye, and then we'll all be done for. Wretches, accursed brats, paltry shites. Ruin on ye, ruin for each and all. Shrieks and shouts erupted from the crowd. Pleas to end the spectacle. Pleas for forgiveness and mercy. Pleas for justice. The entire square was a state of bedlam. The reign of death and sorrow. Hang her! Hang them all! The witch jerked downwards and a snapping sound conveyed her fate. The rope creaked as she swayed. After some moments, Willard spoke again. Hang the others. The stool was kicked and Yanko's neck snapped downwards and the words throttled away from him, but this was not a quick death. The man thrashed against his constraints and the others were led to the platform, one after the other. Yanko continued to writhe, his eyes growing more and more panicked until at last they grew red and heavy and all we heard was the creak of his rope. The others followed, each brave in their own way, a procession of death. Even the spirits were silent now. Through their translucent forms slid around their bodies, sharing death's caress with their new recruits. I wonder whether or not, if you have a high enough level impress, you can get the town to rise up in open rebellion right now. Because I feel like that's probably what you can do. It's done. There's no more to see. Return to your homes and let the priest cleanse this ground. These bodies will remain under guard at the chapel. No, not the chapel. As they await their cremation. As the crowd dispersed, I looked up to see Gervais staring directly at me. His expression was unwavering. I felt it bore into me as my father's own eyes had, at those times when he felt the need to admonish me, and I turned away. Playtime. Under guard at the chapel. Oh, at least that's outside of town. The old dead man's chapel. What is that? Oh, the crematorium. Felt ill as soon as I stepped inside. Though my head hammered and my eyes streamed in this holy place, I could clearly see the 3 guards standing over the corpses could not be reasoned with. I just got a quick save before I kill them all. Three soldiers, no problem. Summon Lilith, summon Hathu. Honestly, I should be fine mostly just with Clarence here. Do I go here? I'm gonna go here because it'll block the others. Oh, okay. One shot, one kill. Yeah, no problem. This is the perfect job for Clarence. And also my wizard magic. One, two, three, and stab. I'm not sure I want to raise these 3 from the dead. I can only summon the demons 3 times. Yes, that's correct. 3 times each. My prize, 3 fresh corpses to awaken to serve me. First, I inspected them and finding that the first man, Yanko, had a loose tooth, I pulled it for the rejuvenate. I mean, I guess. I think I'm going to spend my skill points here so that I can get this ability correct. Yeah, because now when I summon people, they are instantly... They always have this buff on them. So this means every zombie I summon now has like an extra AP every turn. Everybody follow me, please. And by that, I mean all followers move to there. Jacob, can you please move off this corpse? Thank you. Ornamental box. What's an ornamental box? A couple of jars? Do we need extra holy water for anything? Might not hurt. Okay. I was like, where is my demon wand? So these guys do all need to have weapons. Yanko. Rebecca. Jakob. Considering I stole this from you, yeah, I think that's a perfect halberd to give you back. And I would love to actually cast Rejuvenate as well. Distill wood alcohol. Add silver shavings in the pieces of a corpse. I have everything I need for this spell. Require death shroud and a distilled concoction. Ah. Okay, never mind. I need to add them into the distillate. Add silver shavings and pieces of a corpse. No, I don't. I should just combine these. So I need a bucket of wood alcohol. Let's put this in a jar. And let's add in the teeth that I just picked up and the silver shavings. Sure. Oh, wait, there's the tooth. Cremated ashes, bone meal. Where are the silver shavings? I guess I might need to mix this all together. Distilled concoction. Yeah, I must have to make it some other way. Curious what would happen if I told Agent about the Necromancer's pack when he was looking at Steam games. I don't know. I have it set so it doesn't show up in my like list typically, or it'll say like, it would probably pop up. It would say like ignored or like removed for a reason. Now, I can't let anybody see me with all these zombies. How do I get to the South Canyon? All right, good. Good. So we can just leave our these zombies out here with the rest of our gang. Because this cave is also full of zombies. And Sketlingtons. Given my regular Monday queues are full of IIA games, he probably already has it. You never know. All of you just go in a little bit further. And then all of you stay there. Soon, in one more act, I can fast travel outside the city. So I'm basically going to grab all of those guys, fast travel to the other side of the map, and see if they come with me. That's my plan. Well, I'm glad that none of our like conspirators gave us up. I was a little bit worried that they might try something funny like that. So the Docks Tavern is locked. Can I possibly just mix this stuff in my stove? Distill wood alcohol with water in a closed system. Add silver shavings and the pieces of a corpse. That definitely needs to be done in a still. The only still I know of is in the Docks Tavern, so let's just wait until the afternoon. And we'll head to Weimer's. So, silver shavings and a tooth. Into this bottle. Brewed the rejuvenate potion. And then I guess let's just go to the north gate, because I think we have a bunch of guys just sitting in the forest here. Doop, 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 doop. Yeah. Annie, my girl. No, Annie's at full HP. Zombie soldier, my girl. My creature stood before me as I knelt and examined it for damage. I felt tears and holes at the cuts of its gray flesh and passed my hand over the living corpse. I discovered all the wounds I needed to repair. Having found all I could, I donned the death shroud, took a deep breath, and proceeded. Unstopping the rejuvenate potion caused my throat to seize at the smell. The fumes choked and clawed at my chest, and tears formed in my eyes as I attempted to hold my breath in time. Let's not apply it with our hands. The liquid seeped into my hands and stung a little as I spread it into the cuts and wounds while my creature waited patiently for me to finish. I attended every sign of damage my minion had taken until all were covered in the clear liquid. The air filled with the smell of rot coupled with alcoholic fumes. I turned my head to take a breath of cleaner air and incanted the words from the spellbook. Reversus ab inferis execarte, veni ad corpus ten ignominiosos quios vos peratius simul. At first, nothing happened. Then, without seeing it, I felt a presence nearby. Before I turned to look, something struck me hard from behind and knocked the wind from my chest. The world turned a steady black for several moments before my vision faded back into view. Something very wrong had occurred. I stood there facing myself. Do you think you can call upon my powers for no cost, little one? There was something wrong about the way I looked. Were some features sharper than I felt? Was the color of my skin a different shade? Perhaps it was the way I moved, and that voice, it was so much different than my own. Who is controlling us? I tried to overpower myself. Nothing happened. I didn't move, and I did not speak. He tries so hard, but he doesn't understand. Look down, chained one. My head bowed of its own accord and graced me with a haunting reality. My body was no longer my own. I inhabited that of my creature. Now look at me. I resisted. And yet no resistance came. My body of my creature was not mine to control. My head snapped up and I saw it was me, but also not me. Some part of my mind's eye showed me the form of a beast. That same beast which had stalked me when I created my first fleshly minion. My power comes with a price, indebted one, and I shall heal your creature, but we must conduct an exchange. You will feel the pain, all of it. It is a pain you will get used to, a pain you will welcome. That pain is your currency. Now, thrall, look down and heal. My head snapped back to look at my body, and at once I knew the pain of decay. Every part of me rotted. I felt a worm feasting upon my desiccated guts, and I was powerless to stop it. Every wound, every cut, every bruise screamed for attention. I watched as my flesh knitted together fiber by fiber, black ichor oozing all the while. The sensation of meat connected to meat flensed me like 1,000 tiny blades, each scratched and raked in waves of anguish that became my entire being. When the flesh had come together, the pain halted. I felt something else, something gnawing at the edges of my very being. There were wounds that spilled out into the air like the moment of smoke and blood. I leaked into the ether, some part of me unseen but felt, a piece of me tethered to my body, my current body, scarred with ephemeral chains. It yearned to be free. I yearned to be free. So happy was I when my skin began to stretch and twist to cover the holes that remained. Ribbons of pain reached out and touched one another in a sweet, agonizing embrace. It made me forget the caged feeling of being forced into this body beyond my will. I welcomed the pain, just as the beast had said. I had somehow come to want the pain as a companion. Mana increased. It's finished, my follower. You are whole again. I have had my fill. Our business is concluded for today. What little I could see of myself collapsed as the shadowy form of the beast stepped out into the thin air. And then, with a bite, the beast snatched my hand in its umbral fangs and pulled. My vision faded once again for a moment, and I found myself standing and staring at the creature once more. I had become new and undamaged as the already dead may be. And while I was back where I belonged, something was missing. I felt like hunger. Ooh. That's definitely a new one. Part of me is wondering if I shouldn't just be keeping these zombies in my cave. Because it feels like if the guard came, I could just summon a horde of zombies out of my house. Nice shadow I have there. Oh, yeah. That feels quite big, doesn't it?
Well.
Lady Agnes Carnell. I had not expected to see Lady Carnell out in the streets, and certainly not in a state of panic. She came to a stop and catch her breath. They're coming for you. You have to get out of the city while you still can. Who's coming for me? The city guard. Why? Illegal activity? Necromancy? This is what I hear. Why should I trust you? You're a kindred spirit, I suppose. The way we talked at the ball, I could tell you're much more interesting than those boring nobles. At least you're experimenting and trying things. I thought you deserved a chance. If you're not out of the city when the timer bar has been filled, you will be arrested. All right, well, that was pretty easy. I'm glad I walked into the city and didn't teleport. Now what do I do? Hi, nice lady. Do you want to be a zombie? Well, you guys might as well start following me around if they're coming after me for necromancy. I know they're not going to give me a trial. So I might as well give them a hell of a fight. Can I put this crown on? Yeah. Yes. You know what? Who needs a helmet? I'm wearing this crown. I think I locked the secret entrance. Which, you know, both good and bad. Just attack the city. Well, they surely can't do much to stop me. Oh, this has been ransacked. They smashed the stairs to my house. What do I do? I'm gonna quick save and I'm gonna pass time, see what happens. Nothing. Interesting. No, I guess I could gather my forces. Maybe I should go back to Rosario's hut just to see if anything has happened now that she's dead. She might be ghosting around here somewhere. I feel pretty invincible against the city guard, seeing as I have 2 demons bound to me. Just the figurine here, hey? At least they didn't find my bat cave. Well, they broke my stairs, so assumably they did find my bat cave. Oh, I'll admit it's a little confusing because I did, like, keep that closed. Maybe I'm just meant to, like, leave town. The dungeon is our new bat cave? I mean, definitely it is. I don't need a home, I'm a lich. If we go out this way... Dead end. Okay. Bones, Skeletor, Benedict, Annie. Conga line of zombies. Nothing immediate down here. Svit, maybe I could go talk to? There's the purple cave mushrooms. Hey, there's some sort of combat here. A grizzly bear? My zombies! Right. The key to killing a grizzly bear is just cast poison blast on it while it chews through my zombies. Because zombies don't do a lot of damage to it, but poison blast is pretty consistent. Clarence. It doesn't even want to fight. Scared. That'll teach you, grizzly bear. This is my forest. I mean, Svet was pretty pro necromancy. Okay, he is there. So this is where the real question comes in. Do I show up with my mob of undead? I could not speak to Svit with undead nearby. Alright, everybody go over there. He's not paying attention yet, so... Skeletor, you too, zombie soldier. Everybody go that way. Wonder what happened to our mom? This is true. I am also wondering that. Totally not sus that we showed up with a horde of zombies, right? Seductive. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. Bad times, Turg. What now for the resistance? We are now so few. Oh, that's it? You know, Svet, you'd make a pretty handsome zombie. You know what, man? They're all staying put. Maybe this is fine. As I near the bridge, a hooded figure hurried across towards me. Here we go. I knew there'd be something somewhere. It was the carriage driver, my compatriot of the resistance. He did not meet my eye, and we kept his hands close to his body as though he was drawing a concealed weapon. When he spoke, he did so in urgent whispers, looked about, watching both riverbanks. They've closed the gate. There's no entrance to the city. They seek to keep you out. You are outlawed in the city of Marns. I escaped just about through a passage now shut to us. I must tell you that they have raided your manor, the things that they have found. For the first time during the conversation, he met my gaze. His eyes were full of fear. It's true then. You've fallen to the black arts of necromancy? I hold power you could never fathom, and I have barely started. I mean, at this point, in for a penny, in for a pound, eh? Please tread carefully, and I once thought that any power used should be used, but this necromancy nearly destroyed us all before. You of all people should know that. Klaus bowed his head so that this hood hid his face. Despite these changes, I owe it to inform you of the events in Marns for your assistance with the resistance. Though now, I don't know if we should have sought such help. Ask what you will, so that I will do my duty and take my leave. My mother, is she safe? Only if you consider the prisons safe. Gervais has arrested her along with your servant. I can only hope there is some mercy in your uncle's heart that he has not locked her in a damp cell. What else is happening in Marns? The city is in lockdown, all commerce and social gathering under curfew. Soldiers flock to Gervais's banner. Some companies are now arriving. Surely you have seen them. I've heard rumors of some sickness striking the city barracks, though just such a pestilence as we recently discussed. The incumbent guard is weakened. The city at large is still unaffected, but who is to say how long that will last? What has become of the resistance? You're looking at it. Gervais goes unopposed. Svit and the scant few others who are not dead have fled to hide in the forest. I dare not speak their names, and I would hope that they would do the same for me. And my friends? Anyone who knew you closely has been taken in for interrogation. I believe I saw Diedrich and Sophia amongst them. You should hope that they have no knowledge of your activities, or that they are more loyal than even me. I don't need your help against my uncle. You may leave. Thank you for your information. I was all that was left of the resistance, and I alone opposed my uncle. Only I could seek revenge for my father, for the resistance, for myself. No, I still had Zala. She was bound to me. Perhaps now more than ever did I need her power. I reached into my mind and found the now familiar presence. I called to her, and she appeared before me. She held her hands in tight fists and floated close. My mind flooded with images. Sunset, coals of a campfire, a rope cut in twain. She wanted this to end. I could not allow it. I projected my will upon her. Task you, duty. You fall to earth. Zala is a bird. Yeah, she wants freedom. No, you bird, you slave. A sparrow becoming a hawk with you in its claws. Ooh, I staggered at the force of Zala's will. These were the clearest images Zala had yet pressed upon me. With them came anger and a sense of terror. I felt the tether between us fray. Had it been fraying this whole time? What was left of it? I reached out my mind to mend it, but it was too late. Clay pot, grave, shattering ashes. It snapped. Pain shot down my arms and into my fingers and out in the air as it crumbled within me. Zala shouted and screamed words I had no way of understanding. She clawed at my neck and I could almost feel her fingers choking me, but the feeling faded as she faded. She was still out there somewhere, but not with me. God damn, I lost my ghost. I am alone, truly alone. Why has everyone forsaken me? How have I fallen so far from my goals? I cannot go home. My family is arrested. My allies are dead and scattered. My mentor hung. My friends in captivity, no doubt betraying my secrets to save themselves. I now stand alone against him. Oh, but dear Gervais, you too are alone. Can you not see it? You surround yourself with an army, but no warmonger commands respect, only fear. It takes little to turn fear into rebellion. How close you are to your own undoing. What will Mirabelle think when she discovers the truth? What of Lucas? Will you kill your own son? Will the son you always wanted see through your treachery? What good are ties to those who easily severs blood? Gervais is surely to blame for all that has happened. I know this. She and all the others who stand in the way to my ascension. Yeah, right. We're ascending. It's no longer about my uncle anymore. Now it's just about true power. The world, yes, the whole world has denied me the power which I desire. It's not just my uncle, but everyone who sought to appease him. It's the queen herself and the powers beyond our borders. They do not understand, so they persecute me. How dare they attempt to stamp out progress? They lead me to desperation. I will show them desperation. I shall take the world and mold it to my will. They will all see. What is the next step on my path to greatness? Power. I need power. I have it, but I need more. All the power I can find. There are final pages of my book to unlock. It seems so simple. My power is already great, but there are always more. My name will be spoken far and wide. The future is already decided. I know this. I just have to remind everyone else that they no longer have a say in the matter. Soon they shall all bow to me and no one else. Certainly not to one insignificant baron. My plans, my ambition, they are already in motion. All I have to do is gather my power and learn to focus it. But how? The book! I still have my father's book. It would be foolish not to plumb its secrets with the perfect spell for which to accomplish my goals. With this, I could build my own army. I need power, and it has that power. The Ceremony of Endless Night, Chapter 14. This is so funny. It's like you can't fast travel outside the city until you're banned from going inside the city. El Mencor y Mentorum. In exile, with my friends and allies dead or in captivity, my only way forward is to uncover the spellbook's darkest secrets. How am I meant to do that? Cancel, not quick load. Quick save, thank you. I'm glad that has a warning. That's a baby? Oh yeah. Yeah, we need a baby. Janez and Barbara outside the house. Hello, it's me, your loyal king. Janez doesn't understand why you need this necklace from... The couple recoiled as I approached. Barbara cradled the infant close to her, and though he trembled, Janez planted himself between me and her. The child cried out, "You're the man they talk about." Gisela, hush now, it'll be all right. Do not harm Barbara or the child. She begs of you. Ah, you have nothing to fear. Or do I go straight into you are right to fear me?
I am Barbara, contented with my lot.
I mean, I feel like the, I feel like we got accused of necromancy. We're walking around with like 40, 50 zombies following us most of the time. You're right to fear me. Janez cowered but held firm. Take Janez but leave Barbara alone. What is it you were saying about a necklace, Janez? My necklace has gone missing. I must get it back. It was from him. Why do you need something from him? Barbara glanced at me and then at the baby in her arms. I cannot tell you right now. This doesn't concern you, Turg. Please leave us alone. Do you know where Svit is? Okay, I will leave you be for now. It's gone missing. Interesting. Ludwig and Florigen. Two strangely familiar men leaned drunkenly against the side of the tavern. It took a while to place them. These were the two brigands who waylaid Rosario when I arrived home. What are you looking at? We know you. They exchanged a glance, then crouched low and held up their hands in surrender. It's him. What do you need us for? I'm seeking a stolen necklace. You know anything about it? You mean, he's talking about the young woman with the baby. I was not sure that these two knew what time of day it was, let alone anything useful about the necklace, but they fit the type. Perhaps if I had more leverage, I could get them to say something. You're clearly drunk. Why not drink inside? They kicked us out, said we had enough. You're the ruffians who attacked my carriage. Meant no harm, your lordship. It was that woman. It was like she wanted us to steal from her. Ah, she was an odd one, I'll give you that. Hanged for her crimes, we heard. Quite the sight. Don't know if I believe it. So, let's go talk inside. Nico's. Oh, okay, so now we can talk to, like, everybody in here. Leave me to my drink. You're the one who caused all of this. Goddamn the entire house of Van Elstrick. Nikos, what's the matter? You come here and ask me what's wrong, you of all people? I lost my job. No one will hire a gardener who worked in that house. They fear you and I will practice your foul arts. With no job, I couldn't pay for my house, so here I am drinking away my sorrows in this shack. Oh, I'm sorry about that, dude. You're sorry? Did you ever think of the lives you touched? Did you ever think to think this is more than you? I don't need your apologies. I need you to leave me alone. I'm looking for Barbara's necklace. Do I know about Barbara's necklace? You're blind to your father's activities. True, I didn't know these things in your house until now. Your father hid that quite well. To think the great hero of the Lich War was a necromancer himself. We are being made a convenient example by my uncle. And I'm secretly the heir to a fortune, pretending to be a gardener. I was there, remember? I saw what I saw. I didn't know it until now. I didn't want to believe the rumors. He took a long drink of his ale and contorted his thought. His eyes shifted back and forth as if battling his own mind. I don't know if that necklace was part of it, but I saw his activities. For many years, I saw that necklace around Lady Van Elstrick's necks, and then I saw it again on the neck of young Barbara. It was no secret that your father had many lovers and several children. He drowned the rest of his cup and turned away from me. My father had many lovers and children. I knew about Svit, of course, but there could be others. Now I want to be alone. All right, well, we might as well talk to everybody. I approached the rough men who I recalled had once worked as guards in the plague wing of the hospital. They each held up a carved wooden cup to Conrad. May God rest his soul. Giovanni! Oh yeah, Uncle Van Shelfen. They drained their cups and slammed them back down on the table and turned and looked at me. What do you want? What are you three doing here? Now that our uncle is dead, that's doctor to you, noble. Struck down by a terrible disease. With what I saw in the plague wing, I'm not surprised it happened. You shut your smart mouth or I will. Funny you saying that, though. From the rumors, you should be hung, too. Now we're here with nowhere else to go. The drink's terrible, but it helped us forget. I'm looking for a necklace that a woman named Barbara lost. Do you know it, Barbara? Look, we just got here. We don't know you. We haven't left this tavern since we got in here. Talk to the two outside. All right. Shirazad doesn't want any trouble. Do you know where Svit is? Ooh, this is a good soundtrack. Boom, 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 boom. That's a good tavern. Rosa had a sack at her feet and was packing up with various small bundles of clothing. I cleared my throat and made myself known. Leave me to my business. I'm in a hurry. What is it? Peasant, do you not fear me? You mean because of the rumors? There's nothing you can do that's already worse than what I've been through. You won't touch me. If you came to scare me off, better be... If you only came to scare me, better be off. You seem to be leaving. Now that I've got the likes of you, but I'm tired of this place, tired of living in the slop outside Marns. There's nothing for me here. My brothers all went off to fight. There's nothing but bad memories here. It's time I found the life I deserved. She tapped her foot against the ground. That's it? Just a noble being nosy? Do you know about Barbara's necklace? What about Svit? All right. Well, obviously I have to go talk to Svit. Everybody seems to think that these two stole the necklace, so... You're wanted for stealing a woman's necklace. No, wait, no, we didn't. Don't. The necklace, we'll get it. Can't remember, did we? They said you'd had a job well done. Oh, yes, she said job well done, and then she came out of that shack that night. Pretty little Rose. Rosa so sweet. Rose would make a good thief. Given their level of inebriation, I doubted they had the capacity to lie, so the current owner was not these two, but Rosa. All right, well, that was pretty easy. You were seen taking Barbara's necklace. I don't know what you're on about. Not convinced? Damn, yeah, fine, I took it. What does she need it for? She's happy. She's got that pig farm and the baby. Why should she get this trinket too? It's gonna fetch me a lot of coin. Get me started away from here. Well, give it to me. What? No. I'll give you 15 crowns for it. Do you know what this is worth? Ah, fine. With the gate closed, I can't sell it. I need the coin to get out of here. You got what you want to know, leave. Yeah, I'm like rich as hell right now, so. Mana boost when held or worn, 1. Oh, it's not as good as the amber necklace. I'm actually kind of shocked by that. But it is clearly the necklace. Now, here's the real question. If I talk to Barbara, can I give it back to her? I require blood from your child? Interesting. Livy, hello? Why paying if I can kill her or potentially kill? Because I have a bunch of money, and money doesn't matter when I have an army of undead. I don't know why I need blood from your child, but if I only had my necklace. This necklace again, what about it? It's missing. Yeah, see, I don't have this translated yet. I have the crown. I have the necklace. There's some sort of potion. The blood of a child, I guess. And then, I don't know, vegetables? Let's go talk to Svit. I can fast travel now. Type it into Google Translate. They say you've committed the greatest sin, brother. It's not a sin to wield a weapon in a righteous cause. On that point, I've yet to make up my mind. Where has it gotten us after all? He glanced toward his cottage where a blonde head peeked from around the corner. We are routed. Many were hanged, and those who remain are in hiding. I'm sheltering 4 of my own, brother. How many do you shelter? Nobody sought me out. It is not a wonder why. Svit sighed and relaxed his shoulders. The weight of his burden showed on his face. Oh, interesting. I can't see his relationship anymore. These are arguments for peaceful times. You are still my brother. What do you need? How are you faring? I'm touched you would ask. I'll survive. It's what I do. Let's talk about something else. And the others? Who are you sheltering? Anila, the one who lost her home. So she was the one from the slums. And Kathy, the woman who escaped from Von Schilften's hospital. Who's still sick. Oh, yeah. Wolfgang the wheelwright. Oh, we like Wolfgang. A quiet man. Just this morning he fled north back to Vienna. He can't go back to Vienna. How fares the resistance? Hannah's still alive at the farm with her husband and children. They've barricaded themselves. Can I go inside? No. I might as well just leave my army here. We'll go talk to the Millers. Oh, no, we won't go talk to the Millers. Could the chicken thieves help us? Well, I guess not. We're not looking to steal anything. The witch's house is no longer burning. I do wonder if it's possible to save Rosario. There's nothing at the dolmen. I guess there's not really... Oh, a sudden wind howled outside the sanctuary. Rain pelted down in thick sheets. Lightning split the sky. Lightning and roiling clouds from within. And the thunder boomed so loudly I thought it would bring the ceiling down, burying me alone in this grave of my own making. I fancied I saw shapes in the storm, shifting shadows moving in the darkness. Perhaps I'd finally been found. Perhaps my nightmares had finally been given shape. Or perhaps I finally lost myself to madness, driven by delirium and my obsessive desire to see this through. Before I could drift too deeply into melancholy, the rain stopped, the winds calmed, and the clouds parted, revealing star-speckled darkness above me outside. These stars spun and shifted, drawing closer to me, closer until I felt myself falling into their cold depths. Across the vast distance echoed a voice. Take The stars shifted once more, and I could see a ringed planet draw closer. I knew that this was Saturn, as seen by the Galileo. The planet and its magnificent rings continued to expand until they dominated the sky in a way that not even Galileo had seen. My vision was filled and dominated by their brilliant form, and from a lonely rock orbiting the planet, I knew then who spoke. Your time has come. It's about time you showed up. You've lost much, but you have within yourself a well of immeasurable power. You've learned well, and you have one step remaining before you fully ascend to your true potential. And what step is that? My spellbook rose into the air before me, the pages rippling in an unseen wind until they came to rest on an untranslated ritual. Few have read these words, and fewer still managed to complete the ritual. Yet you are ready to perform it and take your place at the helm of history. What does this ritual do? It will kill you. That sounds rather inconvenient to my plans. Through this death, you will gain immortal life. Your soul shall be freed from the mortal coil, and your death of your body will no longer mean death of the self. You will be powerful, not just in magic, but in physical resilience. You will be able to withstand immense amounts of damage. Poison, disease, famine, fatigue will have little sway over you. And my soul? It is bound to an artifact. This ritual will make the item the vessel for your soul. You must keep this vessel safe at all cost. As long as it remains intact, death will have no hold over you. If it is destroyed, however, you risk a death most permanent. For when you die, your soul will have nowhere to return to and will evanesce. Is that what happened to you? I was on the astral plane when my vessel was destroyed. It severed my connection to the natural world and left me stranded. Who destroyed it? I do not know. This mystery haunts me to this day, but it's inconsequential now. What must I do? Secure the components. The seeds of a Strykos Nux Vomica. Got it. An artifact of deep significance. Got it. And the blood of an infant closely related to you. Can get. What kind of artifact? One of great historical or social importance. Items such as the crown of a monarch, a holy amulet, a war medal. I also have that. Or something of similar weight. This will be your soul vessel. An infant ritual, I understand. Where do I find the seeds? They're quite common. Very well, no more talk, I'm ready. You are indeed. I have sent servants to your family crypt to meet you. They will aid you in gathering the necessary components. Steel your resolve, young man. Once this is done, we will speak again. A flash of lightning split the sky, rendering my vision white. When I could see again, the sky was filled with clouds, and the vision of Saturn was gone. The ceremony of endless night is revealed. I already had a bag of the seeds, which were required for the ritual. I had obtained these some time ago from Tomas. My father's war medal was safely stowed in my bag and had been there since I swiped it from his memento room. I held onto that all this time, never suspecting I would need it. Only the most knowledgeable necromancer may hope to do this ritual, to die and walk again as an undead and most powerful lich. Their soul will be stored in an enchanted artifact, a holy amulet, a royal crown, or a war medal of a great general. The ritual requires the creation and consumption of a deadly potion, the elixir of deflation? This is to be drunk under a full moon in a place of final rest while wearing the artifact. The creation of the elixir requires the blood of an infant child who must be closely related to the necromancer. The necromancer must drink the blood mixed in equal parts with crushed poison seeds of the plant Strykos Nux Vomica. Easy. Death will no longer have a hold over you, something a cult leader says right before the Kool-Aid is passed around. Yeah, that does feel pretty accurate. Borbora. Hello, I'm here for your baby. Wait, where is your baby? Can I not take your baby's blood right now? I missed all of yesterday. I assume we're really far along. Yeah, we're about to turn into a lich. We're there in the end game for sure. I killed my girlfriend. Yes, she exists as a zombie thrall out in the farm. I guess I should go to the cemetery and This guy said he left minions for me at the crypt. Oh. Sherman, Channing, and Leopold. Look, there he is, just as Lord Aldous promised. Forgive us our trespasses, my lord. We come to this hallowed place only to aid you. Our master Aldous has sent us. We will do whatever you need. The vanguard of the shroud humbly bow our heads in servitude. Use us as he would tools so that our master may rise up once again. Who exactly are you, old men? The shroud, followers of the Lich Aldous. We seek to return our master to his rightful power. They presume ignorance when I've asked a simple question. I am Channing from Merc. We two are Prussian soldiers, or we were 13 years ago. And Aldous sent you? You clearly need help. We're in the presence of Great Lord, determined of our cause. Aldous came to us at last, a vision in one of our ceremonies. He said the city guard, the short-sighted simpletons, had exiled you from Mars and might require... Therefore, you might need our humble assistance. Has Aldous also spoken to you? That is none of your concern. We do not mean to overstep, my lord. You must tell us, please. Apologies, my lord. Let us move on to the tasks I require. Obviously, I just want this blood. But also, I don't need these guys. Like, I'm glad they're here, but I literally have everything I need. I just need to wait for the morning. Interesting that I could also use Svit's blood? I thought it said blood of a baby. The blood of an infant child who must be closely related to the Necromancer. Yeah, it has to be Barber's kid. So I'm just going to wait until inside a building, tunnel, cave, or crypt to advance time. Okay. Tunnel. Advance to the morning. Slums. Barbara. I require blood from your child. You think you can stand against my power? I'll do that. Perhaps seeing the other side would be enough. I focused on the veil between this world and the next and peeled it away. The energies of the dead filled me, and spirits materialized in silent observation. One ghastly visage floated by and reached out with a hand towards Gisela, who erupted into fitful cries. Please, Turk. The poor man was so frozen he couldn't even say his own name. A piteous wretch. You shall give me the blood. I'll do it. Give me a knife and I will do it. I let the spell subside. Barbara and Janez relaxed a little, though the child remained crying. With a shaking hand, Barbara produced a small stoppered leather bladder and discarded the milk inside. Do I hand her the knife? Let's just snatch the child from her. The child cried as I dug its arm with my witch's knife and drew the blood into the bladder. I handed the sobbing infant back to his mother. You have it. Now leave us be. That's all I needed. Now here's a real question. The full moon in the place of final rest while wearing the artifact. Oh, I guess I just combined this with the seeds. Do I have an empty jar? Yes, there we go. A jar of the blood with the Vox Nomica seeds, which are a bag. Sorry, do I have to grind them up first? Crushed poison seeds of the plant. So let's take these seeds, take our mortar and pestle, crush the poisonous seeds into a fine powder, return them into the pouch. And then we'll mix them with the blood. Dropped a few crushed seeds inside the blood. There was a slight frothing, and then all was still. This blood did not work. Was it possible Gisela was not, in fact, a close relation of mine? I emptied the vial onto the ground so I could refill it with the correct blood when I discovered who it should be from. But it needs to be from an infant. The blood of an infant child. Gonna never be able to look at Turg the same way again. He's a monster. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, we could ask Svit. Maybe he still counts as a child. Good thing about infants, you could just make them. I need some of his blood. I would ask for it directly. I need help with a ritual. You're practicing foul magic. The rumors are true. It's a means to an end, a pragmatic tool. I would object normally, but we are broken in both spirit, people and spirit. Gervais clearly has no problem employing everything he can to chase his goals. Perhaps if we had done so, things would have turned out different. He fell silent for several moments while pondering his own words. Eventually, he spoke again. If I were to help you with this ritual, I would both know the details and your intent. Oh, man. I'm gonna tell him the truth. I explained the ceremony of endless night. You seek to become a lich? Then I cannot help. Leave me now. Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna be the case. I have a backup plan though. You have exactly what I need, chicken thieves. Oh. No. You don't have what I need. Come on, Svit. If you're looking for a relative, ask Isaac. He knew your mother once. He might have some ideas. I pushed against the door, but it did not shift. Instead, it rattled in place as though something heavy had been brought behind it. The farmers had barricaded themselves in. Oh, I can get the demons to open the door. Let me in. As I yelled, I thought I heard the slightest sound from within, but no one answered. They were not going to comply willingly. I pushed with all my strength. Yeah, I'm super buff. I dug my feet into the soil, finding just enough traction. My muscles in my arms and legs screamed with pain as I shoved. Eventually, there came the scrape of wood against wood. I continued to push until there was a gap in the doorway. The dim interior of the farmhouse was in disarray. Doors were blocked, windows boarded over, the small fireplace forgotten. A heavy set of shelves, which had been pressed up against the door, was pushed aside. A chill settled over the entire place. Several faces turned upon me. It gloom, each contorted with fear. And I thought a bit of awe, white and pale and unblinking like they were already dead. It's just you, Turk, just you alone. Two tiny faces poked out from behind Hannah's legs, trembling. These are children. I think these would count as infants. Such strength it took both me and Hannah together to move those shelves. The family was hiding something from me. Isaac, he is the one. He kept glancing to his children. Something turned over behind his eyes, a turmoil about to spill over. With a little push, I could help his thoughts turn to desperation and reveal his secrets. I mean you no harm. They glanced at one another. I trust him, but my trust is wearing thin. It's a trick. No sooner will he drop our guard, he will attack. He squared up his shoulders, but did not give in. I needed to try another way. Hannah, as a member of the Resistance, you can trust me too, right? I can explain. Just please, Isaac, know what was for. Do you think I didn't know? This is not the time. I trust him, but my trust is wearing thin. It's a trick. All right, I'll kill your children if you don't listen to me. Not them, Isaac, do something. Not them, take me if you must have someone. Shadows fell upon the farmer's face. He knelt down before me and held his hands up, pleading. I mean, I tried every other option before I threatened the children. Maybe we're the child of a farmer? Well, here's the thing, like, Hannah is jealous of Juliana because Juliana was like Isaac's old flame. So maybe she got back at Juliana by banging Zelig. I'd believe that. I beg of you, you would not harm your little sister, would you? What do you mean, Isaac? When I was young, every man in Marns fancied your mother, but I was lucky enough to be chosen by her. That was until Zelig came along, of course. He chose Juliana, and so she chose him. They wedded in 1709. Continue. He was away so often adventuring, and she was so lonely. On top of the trips away, Juliana came to me. This was before I ever met Hannah. I knew you were together before, and I always wondered if it ended there. It ended when Zelig returned home that winter. Months later, he discovered Juliana was pregnant with you, Turg, my son. Zelig is not my father? Perfect. This is exactly what I need. So this was the key. I had found child's blood related to me, and I could complete the ceremony of endless night. I could ascend to lichdom. All I needed was to take the ingredient. His eyes, they're so hungry. Give me your child's blood, and I will spare you. You would kill them, your siblings. Does they mean nothing to you, my son? It was tempting. These children did mean nothing to me, but their blood was precious, too precious. If I killed them now, then I would have none for any future rituals. I do not intend to kill them. I only require blood. Not kill them. You will take them away and perform your foul magics on them while they live? I do not wish to cart around a sniveling brat, just the blood. I can't do it, Isaac. I can't hurt my heart. Sweet Carla or Mark. He doesn't know. I'll do it. If the bad man hurts me, he goes away then? For now. The child held out her hand. Brave little girl. I produced my witch's knife. Don't you come near her. I'll do it, Isaac. Fetch me a vessel. I handed the knife to Hannah, who regarded it in me for a moment before shaking her head. Isaac held out a small glass jar. It'll be all right. She leaned in and trembled as she held the knife to her daughter's palm. Little Carla took a deep breath and looked away, biting her lip. It impressed me that she did not cry out as the blade dug into her palm and down through her flesh. A worthy sister indeed. The ruby nectar bubbled out and into the jar. Leave us alone. I need to bandage my daughter's hand. This was all I needed for now. I left with the treasure in hand. So funny. Jar of Carla's blood. Crushed seeds. I carefully dropped the few seeds into the blood. Immediately, the liquid frothed and bubbled furiously. The elixir was ready. My time was near. So he isn't... Zelig is not my father. I had to be in a cemetery at night to do it. Oh, good news. There's a cemetery, like, right here. You know what, man? Actually, two parts. Fast travel here. I wish to gather all my minions to witness this ascension. I'm beginning to suspect that you are not the good guy. Well, it's funny because it's like I'm not even avenging my father's death anymore, right? But also, like, quite literally, he's not my father, so... Zombies. Thank you. Rebecca, Jacob, Yanko. You cannot fast travel while eating minions. Well, I no longer care about being seen. It's so funny how it's like you need either the necklace, the crown, or the war medal, and I'm like, oh, I have all three of them. Does this mean I can have 3 artifacts? Probably not. mind me, just coming through the back alleys. Oh yeah, I never discovered this in the end either. Is this worth doing at this point? Hold on, I'm gonna save here. I bet you. Oh my god, I bet you this is where the guy was hiding that we never met. We find a small gap leading to lower levels. Pull away the rubble to open the gap. There's like a tunnel, a chest, crossbows, a coat. I'll take that boot. A scroll? An arcane chant by which it could envelop an area with cold graveyard mist, which drains the resolve of all mortals within. Well, okay, this was worth doing then. A carnelian ring. Ooh. You can take all that. An axe. Another ring. A cave. Wow, I did not expect like a full-on dungeon down here. Sketlington. Oh, I might as well grab you. Rubble. All right, let's look. 40 crowns. Cool. Shadow of the Crown here is really good. I'm gonna not spend those 2 skill points. We really like might very seriously need them right now. I will spend them here because we get a spell out of it. There's a big difference between 40 crowns and like discovering an entire room, you know, full of like demon summoning. Take all that. You know what? Just take everything at this point. I'll take the boots. Take this coat. I'm gonna like put that coat on Annie or something. How is this apple still fresh? Burned down the dungeon? Yeah, so search it quickly. Nothing of interest. There's a skeleton here. I guess I take it. Put it down. Pick up that nearby body. So I don't know whether or not this was... I mean, that guy's dead, so it's possible he was hiding here, but... At least we get to discover a little bit more. Who have we turned so far? Yes, that's the right answer. Currently we are banned from the city for committing necromancy. We have just stabbed a couple of children to get their blood. And sorry, are those undead not following me? Yes, they are. Okay. And now we are basically gathering the rest of our forces together to ascend to lichdom. We haven't actually killed that many named characters. Uh-oh. Rosina, what are you doing out here? Also, you're not meant to be out of the city walls, so very good question. What are you doing here? Oh, the undead aren't that nearby. Come on, I totally talked to Svit. Oh, here we go. Okay, she's moving. Rosina the apothecary was bent over a bush cutting herbs. When I approached, she didn't seem to see me. And when she did, she recoiled in horror. It's you. Can I help you? I need nothing for the moment, and do not be afraid. You are not my enemy. Right, because I already have the seeds. That's why she's out here. It's very weird that she's out here, though, because the gates are closed to everybody. They discovered you did necromancy, and they only banned you? Well, they were going to kill me, but we fled the city. You know, for good reason. I ran away like a scaredy cat. I mean, I immediately did grab my army and try to come back, so... And quite the army we have. Now, where is this graveyard? Here it is. Oh, Daddy Nagash, please drop that skeleton because I'm going to need it. At this point, I might as well just like start doing necromancy right out in the open. See how many undead I have. I will come back later to complete my ceremony. But first, proceed with this ritual. Bow. We now have another skeleton. Let's give him a coat. These boots. Do I have a halberd? None of my skeletons get pants, which is kind of funny. Do I have a halberd? I do. All my skeletons have swords, though, so I think I'm going to let them continue having swords, even though they're like the worst guys for them, but, you know, they're frontline troops. Ah, I do have a helmet for him as well, which I think I will let him have. And also, now that I'm wearing my crown instead of my red outfit, why don't we wear our fancy outfit for the ball? Oh, yeah, that goes with our crown even better, actually. How did I kill that many people? Probably the graveyard. Skelly Armus. I wonder if the game over, if it's the arrest timer is filled, it would have changed the narrative. I'm kind of wondering that the same. Like, do you just end up in jail for a different plot? So let's just exit the graveyard for a moment, and then if I walk back into it, give him the fork. Oh, you should follow me. I can't just wait. My hope is that if I change scenes... Well, I guess I could just wait in here. Nighttime. Here I was, ready to take my final step into legend to become a lich. Ooh. Chug that. I raised the elixir to my lips and drank it all in one go, though it tasted foul. For some heart-thudding moments, I felt nothing more than a vague sickness and a burning in my stomach. Then the golden circlet on my head began to hum, almost imperceptibly, a mournful sound. My vision started to cloud with strange geometric shapes, at first creeping from the periphery, but soon blocking all rational sight. I fell to my knees retching. A putrid froth bubbled in and out of my mouth. Something had gone wrong. I was dying. I did not know which step of the ritual I had done wrong. Was that farm brat not, after all, my sister? Had I admitted some words of power? I was overcome with the overwhelming need to get to my family's eternal resting place. I started to crawl towards the cemetery where it was housed, though I had no idea if I would make it. I could only see about 1 yard in front of me, squirming as though swirling through mathematical symbols. I navigated mostly by touch. I knew not how long I crawled. Was I meant to do it in my family's grave? I might roll that back. I think I meant to do it in my family's grave. I thought about doing that. Enchanted artifact, a holy amulet, royal crown, or a war medal of a great general. The war medal is like the only thing that I know for certain is correct here. Drunk under a full moon in a place of final rest while wearing the artifact. You would want to die. Yeah, I mean, it is funny, the wording of that. I did think about, like, eternal rest. Military medal of my father. Where is this worn? As a necklace. Okay, I'm gonna take that. I can't fast travel while leading minions. I'm very curious about this. How do I know it's a full moon? I mean, that's a great question. Can I even do it, you know, in the eternal resting place? Like, can I do it in the grave? I do feel better about using this necklace knowing it's not also, like, Zelg's not actually my father. Because now I'm like, this is just the medal of a great war general. Like, this crown could be anything. And we don't know that the amulet is a holy amulet. Should I cast the Dominion of Phobos here? Yeah, well, why bother, I guess. You can see the backs of their knees. It's a full moon. Ay. Huh. Okay, I kind of think maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's just meant to be like any cemetery. It's morning. It's afternoon. It's evening. Now it's night. I must drink the elixir, which is the blood of an infant mixed together with crushed vomica seeds. I must be wearing an artifact of great importance, a royal crown, a holy amulet, or a war medal of a general. Okay, this just like does not count as a valid location. There we go. Here I am, ready to take my final steps into legend to become a Lich. Perfect timing on the ads. Oh man, I was trying to push them back. I'm gonna wait. Oh, cool. Fractal patterns. We'll give this 30 seconds before we continue. The ads are done. They say they're running for another 30 seconds on my end. They always get that perfect timing, right? Coming in at like the most exciting moment. And I'm too distracted because I'm like hyped up, like, oh, here we go. We're doing it. All right. We felt nothing more than a vague sickness and a burning in our stomach. Then the metal I wore started to move of its own accord. It rattled and jumped as though trying in vain to escape. Well, that's very different than the crown. My vision started blah, 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 blah. I started puking. Something had gone wrong. Okay. If I was to die, it should be in my family's eternal resting place. I staggered to our crypt and fell down the steps. All right, so no matter what, this happens, basically. I'd rather do it with the metal than the crown anyway. I was sitting in my own bed, my toys scattered about, my prize lay in my lap, a wooden sword giving me to my Uncle Gervais. I remember this time I was a young child of perhaps 4. There had been a dinner party. Gervais and Aunt Belle had been there, and my parents had argued. One thing I did not recall was the horde of souls crowded around watching me intently. I awoke in the comforting chill of my crypt from the cold, dried vomit that caked my clothing and puddled sordidly on the stone floor. I knew that hours had passed, perhaps even a day or more. Not dead then, not yet. The crazy geometry had given way to a multicolored fog. I felt something move around me and saw many snakes writhing and slithering and whispering to me, whispering the name Aldous. I blacked out again. Yeah, I kind of think that like Aldous is just like trying to take over my body. My head swam. I recognized well enough the place I was in now, my own dining room, though decorated differently and somehow grander. I may have witnessed and recalled these events. I may have even recalled the events I now witnessed. I sat at the dinner table with my parents long ago. I was about 6 years old. Is my life
child,
flashing before my eyes?
You must begin to take responsibility for your life.
Yes, sir. He seemed pleased at this, but continued all the same.
You are of noble birth and should have more ambition.
I'm not, actually.
Do not waste your time with that poor boy, Diedrich, or that scruffy little Darkers lad he hangs about with.
Oh, you mean Flip? My mother sat distraught, wringing her hands and sipping at her wine.
My dear, please go easy on the poor lad. There will be time enough for duty when he is older.
My father was unimpressed.
You would scarcely notice, my love. Today you are lucid, but this past week I do not recall from you anything but weeping and moping about.
Oh my god, so my mom was like always like an opium addict, basically. I stood up to him. Father, can't you see that she is sad?
What? Child, do not speak to me with such insolence.
Though he trembled with anger, he did not reach for his belt this time. I have that belt. He stood then and prepared to leave.
I can't stand being here this evening. I'm away to the tavern.
You're drunk. My reverie shifted again, and I watched from above as a drama unfolded near the edge of the forest outside the northern wall. A group of young men confronted 2 women, one old and one young. A young boy with a mop of red hair accompanied the women.
You there? What are you doing? Oh, witchcraft, I do not doubt.
No, sir. We are blessing the crops, that the harvest may be good. 'Tis just benign hedge magic.
So this is Rosario, and this is also Willard. The men approached the women and roughly grabbed hold of them.
It would be safer for you to leave Ralston and never return. Witchcraft is no longer tolerated here. Your whelp I shall entrust to the orphanage.
No, sir, please have mercy. Don't take my boy from me. He is all I have in this world.
Why are they doing this, Mother? You men cannot take me!
The boy vainly battered the man with his fists as he was lifted and carried off. The 2 women were marched off towards a waiting carriage. The boy sunk his teeth into the man's hand. He received a hefty blow across his head in response.
You cannot do this!
Willard! Mother!
I stood at last. Hours or days had passed, but I no longer felt cold. I felt no hunger, and I felt no thirst. I felt stronger and keener than I ever had before. I could feel the timeless spirits of this place were in reverence of my power. They whispered to each other and skulked in the shadows. The world looked different now. It writhed and contorted in a way that made inanimate objects seem almost alive. The stones of the floor throbbed. The roots poking through the ceiling from the world above me reached towards me. Mana increased to 41? It was like 23 before? Agility increased to 5. Constitution increased to 24. Strength increased to 17. Astral Walk. Chapter 15. An icy breeze crept through the chamber, so faint that at first I didn't even notice it. I barely felt the cold against my now dead skin. You can see our portrait has changed up here too. And the ruffling of my hair was nearly imperceptible. Sensation was different now, muted in some way, but heightened in others. It was only when I caught a scent like a coming storm that I turned my attention to the wind outside and heard the voice floating on it. Come to me, you search for answers and you shall have them. Translate the page, this is your final test. Join me on the astral plane and see the truth of all things. You've come so far, just a bit further, and your journey will reach its apex. Claim what is yours. Come to me. Well, if you say so, boss. I'm gonna put this amber necklace back on because I don't think I need the military medal. And my Witch's dagger. Well, we're looking pretty good. I don't know how to do this. There's 2 more spells left. Hello? You live again, Master. We've watched over you this last 2 days since you crawled in here and died. Praise be to Aldous. I need this page to be translated. See what you can find in the library. Wow, we look great. 10 out of 10. I held open a page of my book and pointed to the strange letters and sketches of planets and stars. I shall be back this evening. I mean, I feel like I could maybe just figure that out on my own, but might as well have everybody come with us. Well, we're an undead Lich. We've raised a massive army. We're preparing to astral walk and then I guess lead our army against the Baron in full. Honestly, I'm not 100% clear on it. But we certainly have a plan to work through. I feel like we should visit people now that we're a Lich. But why don't we save that for the next episode, which will probably be the finale, I suspect. Come back and join us as we complete Astral Walk and venture out into the finales. Until then.